Hello, beloveds. Good afternoon, good evening for many of you, or good morning, depending on what part of the world you're in. This is Spiritual Dr. Alfie. It's been a while since I've done a little video here on YouTube. I come today to you to speak to you about ancestral healing and the importance of ancestral healing. But before I jump into that topic, let me speak to you about this. Last Sunday, yesterday, I posted a video on my Instagram account because of a revelation or vision or download or message that I have received from the Spirit regarding Ashé. Ashé is a Yoruba word used quite oftenly in our Afro-Cuban Lukumi practices, as well as in Yoruba, traditional Yoruba practices. Ashé means power. Ashé means also stands for, it has multiple uses, but it means power. And it also means so be, or may it be so. I was talking in my video on YouTube, on Instagram, speaking about how we are all born with Ashé. We are all born with that power. Why? Because that power is God-given. No one gave it to us. It was given to us by the Creator, by God. Which means that no matter what people try to do to you, no matter how people try to take advantage of you, no matter how people try to hurt you, no matter how people try to get rid of you, no matter how people try to humiliate you or to gaslight you, use you, cast you to the side, no one can take away from you your God-given Ashé. That is God-given. That is Olofin given. That is Olodumare given. That is Nsambi given. The Most High, the Source, whichever name you refer to as God, gave you your Ashé, your power, your inner power, your divine power. And because our power, our Ashé, our craft, our ability is given to us by the Creator, that is the one energy, vibration, and essence that we must make sure that we keep connected to. That is the one essence that we have to make sure that we are always in vibration with. Because in not doing so, we are surrendering our Ashé. We are surrendering our power to enemies, to lower level vibrations, to conflict, to chaos, to trauma, to challenges, to other people, to your boss, to your co-worker, to your significant other that don't validate you, don't appreciate you, don't honor you. Your Ashé is not given to you by a significant other. Your Ashé is not even given to you by your own parent, even though your mother birthed you. Your Ashé is not given to you by your boss, or your Ashé is not given to you by anyone. It was already given to you. You already arrived to this earth with Ashé. The reason many of us fail at what we do, the reason was why many of us do not find the right path ahead, is because we are wasting our energy and our vibration in places that don't honor our Ashé. We are wasting our vibration and our energy with people that don't honor our Ashé, our God-given power, our inner power. We feel the need to prove ourselves to other people. We feel the need to fight for a position. We feel the need to try to make someone accept us, love us, embrace us, see us. All along, us not really seeing ourselves. Because if you were to really see you, if you were to really see who you truly are, if you were to know how much power you possess, if you were to see who you are at the core of your being, you wouldn't feel the need to have someone love you, validate you, appreciate you, uplift you, accept you, because you should already be doing that for yourself. Spirituality teaches us that because we fail to do these things for ourselves, we go in search of it elsewhere. But what we end up finding is people and places that ultimately don't empower us, don't validate us, don't help us become a better human being, a better person. Why? Because we are manifesting the same vibration that is within us. So if I'm lacking validation, if I'm lacking love, if I'm lacking strength, I encounter people along the way that take advantage of my strength. I encounter people that don't love themselves either and ultimately can love me. I encounter people that do not represent nor align with my highest vibration. Our Ashé is important because we believe that that job position, that marriage status, or whatever it is that we are in search of is going to give us our Ashé, our power. When in reality it's the other way around. We bring our power into whichever scenario we are in. And our failure to honor the power that we already possess also manifests in the places that we are in the relationships that we are in the people that we encounter. Our Ashé is already within us. And our job is to honor it, respect it, so that we can properly wear the crown correctly on top of our head. That invisible divine crown that we all have, but we don't always respect. We don't always know how to hold. We don't always know how to sustain the power it comes with. Some of you have your crown crooked. It's there, but it's crooked. It's there, but it's full of dust. It's there, but it's out of place. Recognizing your Ashé, your God-given power, allows you to correctly wear your crown so that you can respect yourself, so that you can validate yourself, so that you can stand up and show up for you. It is my belief that in the process of acknowledging our Ashé, honoring our Ashé, standing in our Ashé, it is my belief that we have to have a relationship with our spirituality, with our ancestors, with our spirit guides, with Source, by whichever name you call it. We have to have a symbiotic, transparent, solidified, strong, nurtured relationship with Source, with Ancestor. Many of us are troubled in our lives because we are living the aftermath of the unfinished business our ancestors left behind. Many of us lived through the effects of what our ancestors couldn't get done, didn't know how to do, didn't have the support to do, couldn't heal, couldn't purge. And that baton was passed down, and it becomes our responsibility to clear the path. Ancestral healing is very important because many of us experience things in our lives that do not allow us to feel and be empowered. We're going through things and issues that we don't understand. We having experiences in our personal life or at work that don't make sense. We try to bring the best to the table and always receive crumbs back, and it doesn't make sense. And the question is, what aspect of the unresolved ancestral baggage are you dragging along unknowingly most of the times? And what kind of generational curse and baggage has been passed down through your lineage that has become your life burden, that deviates you and steers you away from the purpose that you were supposed to come to execute on this earth? Ancestral healing is very important. Why is it that dad is doing the same thing that grandpa did, and now I'm doing the same thing that dad did? Ancestral healing is necessary. It is important to cut the cord, to release the dark burden that keeps afflicting the lives that we are trying to bring about in our current existence. Interference with our growth, interfering with our happiness, with our stability, with our well-being, and in many occasions, for countless and countless and countless of people, also interfering with your physical healing. You have cancer, your mama had cancer, someone else in your family had cancer. And it's easy for us to say that is pollution, that is the things that we eat, that is so many different situations that do sincerely contribute to physical ailments and sickness and diseases. Yes, those things are real. But there's a pattern that we also have to look at from a spiritual perspective, so that we can understand why is it that this is repeating itself all over again. Ancestral healing is very important. I've been called by spirit. I've been avoiding or ignoring, or I don't know what the hell I've been doing, but I've been called by spirit to share and to do ancestral healing. And I am putting together an ancestral healing ritual that I will do on November 1st of this year. If this message is for you, if you are tired of the way your life has been going, if you're doing things and things are happening to you in your life that makes no sense at all whatsoever, if you have truly done all that you know how to do to try to uplift your life and have a better life, and it's still not working, if you're living through the same effects and the same situations that your parents and your grandparents had, if certain patterns and certain stories are repeating in your life, this ancestral healing ritual is for you. It is important to cut those cords. It is important as we move into this Scorpio season to be able to connect with these ancestors. Not necessarily only to cut those cords with them, because we can never divorce our ancestors, honey. We came from somebody that came from somebody that came from somebody else. We could never divorce our ancestors. But the history, the experiences, the trauma, the pain, the challenges and trials and tribulations and unresolved issues and businesses, we carry it in our DNA. It's engraved in our bone. And it continues to afflict us in our current life when we don't do the work, the spiritual work, to break free from those chains that continue to hold us back from our best blessing, from our best destiny, from our highest purpose, and from my highest self. That's why ancestral healing is very, very important. I make it very clear. This is not to create an excuse to not do other work in other areas of our lives. Because we cannot blame it all on our spirit guides. We cannot blame it all on our ancestors. A lot of the shit that you go through is because you haven't done the work. You haven't addressed those issues. You haven't spoken your truth. You haven't addressed and faced your truth. You have ignored it or gaslighted or made justifications for it, excuses for it. That's a different story. That's a different game. But the one that I am referring to the situations that I am speaking to, and the one that Spirit has called me to put my best spiritual, energetic vibration to work for you. It's the one that afflicts us and sometimes we don't even know. It's the one that afflicts us and sometimes when knowing we don't know what to do about it. That's why this ancestral healing ritual I feel would be beneficial for you. It doesn't matter where you're at. This is going to be done remotely. This is not just a gimmick of try to, get people in, and I'm gonna light a little candle and say 2 or 3 things and call it a day and say that I did an ancestral healing for you. I don't work like that. When I go all in, I go all in. That's why I'm only taking a certain amount of people for this ancestral healing, because I am individually preparing a specific ritual candle for each and every person that will partake in this ancestral healing ritual. A candle that will be blessed, anointed, and prayed upon, and prepared with the right herbs and the right ingredients to give it the vibration and the energy. The altar that I will prepare for that ancestral healing on that specific day is going to be in the name of your ancestors. You're going to have to send me, when you do sign up, you're going to have to send me the name of the ancestors that you want to include in this ancestral healing ritual, because it's time. It's time to cut that cord. It's time to release that pain. It's time to let it go. It's time to forgive what others did to us. It's time to forgive that parent that wasn't there for you and passed away and left you a baggage of unfulfilled necessities and situations and pain and depression and anxiety and addictions. It's time to cut those cords. But this ancestral healing ritual is not just about traumatic past. It's also about rendering tribute and reverence to our ancestors, the ones that do stand by our side, the ones that do defend us, the ones that do try to bring the best healing and the best vibration to our lives. To those ancestors that we know that without them, we wouldn't be where we are at. And some of you wouldn't even be alive if it wasn't for them watching over you. So this is also about rendering tribute and honor to those ancestors as well. I invite you to take part in this ancestral healing ritual, which I feel will be beneficial for all of you without exception. This ancestral healing is further described and broken down on my website, spiritualdoctorafi.com. In the description box below, I'm going to put the link and all the information necessary for you to go there and read about the ancestral healing ritual, and so that you are able to sign up for it on time. This is on a first come, first serve. As soon as that number hits where it's supposed to hit, I'm gonna stop registrations, because I can only take a certain amount, because I gotta take care of my vibration, my spirituality, my body, and my mind. So therefore, I suggest that you sign up if you're interested as quickly as possible. It's filling up quite quickly, actually. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at info@spiritualdoctorafi.com, and I will answer any questions that you might have. But the vast majority of the questions is already answered in the link that I am going to share with you in the description box. If you know of anyone that you believe would benefit from this ancestral healing ritual, because they have a very traumatic history, suicide, depression, inconsistencies, failure, financial strife, all these different things that get passed down through generation, from generation to generation, from generation to generation, then forward this video to them, because you never know who you will be helping along the way. So my beloved spiritual warriors, I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your Monday, day of Lekba, day of the road opener, day of communication, day of new beginnings, and may the rest of your week be beyond blessed. This is Spiritual Dr. Afi. Muchas bendiciones para ustedes.